it's probably not gonna go
At
anywhere.
least till February next year.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
from Valentine
Mhm.
of this year till Valentine's 3 years from now, they're gonna be there. So okay.
If we see it there, though, we're gonna laugh. Okay.
Oh yes, yes, I'm sure we're gonna laugh about it at every meeting. All right, so guys, I want to welcome uh, two of you, the Pioneers. Okay, I want to call. We have this Facebook page is called BMW, Beautiful Magnificent Woman.
I love that.
And you could see we're like,
Wait, on Facebook?
yeah,
Was
it's
I
not,
invited to that?
you are one of the 3 members, okay? So yes, you are invited to it.
She didn't even know she was a member.
This is like
Even what? It must be a long time ago.
it was from 9 years ago, yes.
Oh, that's why.
So this is a
Oh, okay.
dream that I wanted to resurrect again, okay? I have many things going, but being like, a very Vata person, okay? Um, I'm very spontaneous in doing things, but as far as for
Mm-hmm.
finishing them, not so much. Okay. And this was one of the projects. Okay. So basically, the purpose of me wanting to start this again was that I'm at a stage in my life where Kate and I, we talked and laughed about this like a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, hey, let's redo our definite purpose statement or our main purpose statement again. Like, what is our purpose in life? Because
Mm-hmm.
throughout our life, we have things that we want to do. And then along the way, we're like, didn't I once upon a time want a sexy red sports car? or,
Yes.
or once upon a time, did that like, I wanted like, to go on vacation sipping pina colada with the love of my life.
Okay.
That has six, like what happened to that dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow along the way we kind of forgot about it. And then so what inspired this was that Kate and I, we were just talking, and then as we were talking, I was like, hey, you still have that definite purpose statement, read it to me. And so she read it to me. And then, and then she was like, oh my God, I found the home that I put in my definite purpose statement that I want to live is actually exists, is in Seattle, overlooking this beautiful cliff. And then
Oh
she
wow.
was, yeah. And so when we tuck our goals and dream away, somehow along the way, it actually looked at it. And then I started looking at where I am at now in my life, where I'm like surrounded in beautiful garden, practicing yoga, doing dance. I was like, hey, I wanted that in my goal once upon a time. How did it happen? And we didn't even know. And you know what? And I always, well, I would never classify myself like big or fat because, my best friend at like 200 pounds, she kills me. She was like, no, I killed to be a size 10. And you said that that was the biggest you have ever been in your life.
I know. I know. That's where I'm at. That's what
so,
I'm at. I'm at
so,
200 right now.
so I'm like, and this is what, so one person's dream and manifestation or perfect life, perfection is another's person's like nightmare, right?
Hmm.
So basically, I wanted us to start on this journey of girlfriends together, beautiful, magnificent women, okay, BMW, okay?
Okay.
so so I got myself this journal, and of course it's
Mhm.
pink, okay?
Hey, I like
just
it.
just in case, like, somewhere somebody missed a beautiful, magnificent woman, it's pink, okay? And then I started writing in on here, like, what is it that I wanted again?
Okay.
And what I wanted was that, for the first time in my life, I am 119 pounds. I haven't been 119 pounds. God, before I was married, my son is 15 now, so 16
Wow.
years ago. Okay. And why that number for me? I found out that, because now being an Ayurveda health consultant or life coach, I realized that at that ideal weight for me, I was perfectly balanced mind, body, and spirit. and I wanted to go back to that again. And what does that look like for me is that I move with ease. Okay, I'm more focused. Being a Vata mind, being very very scatterbrained, so it's so hard for me to say I'm focused. So basically, for me, that's what it was. For me, this is what I needed to be. Okay,
Okay.
that if I am physically out of balance, my mind will be out of balance, definitely my spirit will be out of balance. So the goal of this is that that four corner, okay, mind, right, the mind part, and the spiritual part, the physicality, the physical part is very very important, because the way we look is how other looks at us, right? The way we're like so self-conscious. Oh my God, I got a zit, or oh my God, this is the way that I look, people can
Mhm.
totally see that, you know?
Mhm.
And so that's why I want to hold each of us accountable. And it's so good that I know Kate, and then I know G, and I know
Oh,
GC
you can,
here,
yeah, you can say
GC,
GC.
I'm like, she says Maria, but it's actually, I know her GC, okay? GC, yeah,
I
yeah,
changed my name on here. I put Maria Giselle just
yeah.
because
Giselle.
short GC is short for Giselle. So
Yes, yes. GC sounds like Madame GC, like really Madame GC, it sounds so central. So now, and I'm gonna just have, so you guys, both of you know me, okay? Probably personally, I feel
yeah.
sorry for you if you know me personally,
Oh
but
no.
through Facebook, good. So, and I want to, and Kate, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then GC, could you tell us about yourself? Well, we'll start off with your name, where you're from, your favorite food, and what are you passionate about? How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go.
She's putting us in the spot,
Okay.
man.
My
Yes.
name, my real name is Katmini Wongsapai, but I go by Kate, which is easier and less painful for people to try to pronounce it. I'm a mother of three. I'm married, mother. I mean, I have three children, ages 24, 23, and 21, going to be next month.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, two girls and one boy. I now live in Huntsville, Alabama, but I used to live in Rockford, Illinois.
Okay.
Since I mean, I live in Illinois since I came to the United States in 1981. But like from Hanover Park to, yeah, I guess Hanover Park, Streamwood, and then Rockford. So I moved to Alabama about 8 years ago. I actually like it here. I never thought I would I would find myself to say that in Alabama. It's very peaceful, and the weather. I mean, it's not too cold. It's not like harsh like as in Illinois below zero. So um, I moved here actually for work. I was at the point that I need some changes, in my life. And then fortunately, the company that I sent my resume to, like, call me in for interviews, and then they hired me. I was like, oh my God, I'm going.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I moved here, and then when I moved here, believe it or not, my salary almost doubled, like 95% increase. So yeah, so I moved, and then I thought that my life would have been better
Ask
off,
Alex, please.
because I'm making more money, right? So automatically we would think, we're happy about that, but no. I mean, I got more money, but I feel like myself is still like, actually my morale, my spirit is keep going down. So I'm pretty much like looking for what is my missing piece. So I got involved with network marketing. I don't know, we're talking about now network marketing, which is why I talk about network marketing, because this is going to lead me to personal development.
Yes.
Did you hear
We
me?
need to. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, Maria's. Oh,
Yeah, she's just on mute. Yeah.
okay, I'm muted. Okay, so so I got involved with network marketing, and little did I know that like during that time, I found myself like stumbled across personal development, not by choice but by chance. But I fell in love with it because this is what I needed for myself, for my pretty much for my mental health. So I went to Sai seminar. The same program that Miss Noy here it had been through. So she told me about it, and I was like, you know what, I wanna dig into this. So that's how we got to be really close too. We share that I guess that what would you call it, that wisdom.
That weirdness.
Yeah, that weirdness. So we understand each other
We speak the same
quirks, right? I
language
mean,
now.
where other people see us might be like, okay, they're weird, they talk
Yeah.
about this and this, but then
Yeah.
we totally get each other.
GC is in that weird wavelength. Yes, she accepted this call, so she's
We're new.
part of the
You
group.
know what it is we're in a new in the new phase, I think, of what society is really heading towards. That's how I look
We're
at
ahead
it.
of the game.
The
We're ahead of
awakening
the game.
phase, right?
We're pioneering. You used that word earlier today. We're pioneering that path. I think, culturally, at least in the Hispanic culture, we kind of go with the whole westernized kind of way of thinking. And at least for me, I'm Puerto Rican. It's very native.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever go to Puerto Rico and you actually go to like the locals, they really do live off the land most of the time, especially if they, if you go to the mountains, not the city so much, it's very westernized. But, and going back there, like the times that we did, it kind of changed the way you live, right? It's like you change of pace. And you realize that when you're here, it's all about like this fast paced routine, so I totally get what you're saying, Kate, where you get to a point in your life where you're just like, where's me? I lost myself.
Yes.
I lost myself in the middle of this chaos, right? In the middle of like this daily routine. Because really, you struggle to pay your mortgage, to pay your car note, all the stuff that you have, right? And you want to say it's, some people are like, oh, well, you're just trying to be flashy. No, I'm not trying to be flashy. These are things that you need, right? I mean, you need a place to live. You need transportation because that's not an option anymore. It's not like, it's, at least for me in Illinois, it's not like I can buy a horse, right? And like feed it hay. It's not
how
realistic.
about that 8 feet of snow? You got your snow.
Oh yeah, like 5 years ago or whatever that was. I opened the door. It was like 4:00 in the morning. I opened the door, and it was seriously like this much space.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I just closed the door, and I'm like, I'm sick. I ain't gonna try to even make myself walk through that. That was chaos. But just things like that. Again, you're struggling for the basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then you live this routine, and you just you get to a point. At least I got to a point where I was working to pay my basic needs, but I didn't even enjoy what I did, right? At this point, I felt like the life force was being sucked out of me, and I wasn't happy, but because of this, well, I need to provide, I need to pay my bills, I need to do this. You kind of get wrapped up in this daily routine, even though you're not happy, right? So so it took me getting pregnant with my younger one, who's now 4. So I'm mother of 2. Ooh. I have a almost 20.
Yeah.
We were talking about this. I have an almost 20-year-old, and I have my 4-year-old. And when I had him, I realized I missed so much with my older one, being in this constant routine, that by the time I had to go back after having my little one, I just wasn't into it. I'm like, there has to be something more to life than this daily routine. In the interim of this stuff and all this chaos that was happening in my life, I found Reiki. I continued it because I know Noi kind of jump-started the whole spirituality portion of it. There's other ways to heal, right? There's other ways to heal. And when you feel good about yourself, when you're, with, like you said, your body, when you feel mentally like you're focused, you're more focused, right? And you have that connection to self, which I call spirit, right? Then you kind of feel aligned and everything kind of just opens up for you. And during that portion of my life, I was kind of exploring those options. There has to be something more. I was reading, I was doing more holistic approach. I went vegetarian for a while, which once I got pregnant, I had to get out of that for obvious reasons, right? Because your body, all of a sudden my body just wanted meat.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm creating, right? I'm building a body. So obviously I needed to go back into that. But when I came back from having him, I realized I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want to jump back into this routine that just sucked my life force off. And just like you, I got tired of it. And I made a decision when I got back that it wasn't going to be long term.
Yeah.
And right when the universe realized that I was jumping into that routine forcefully, right? Because that's what I knew. I was already working there. Between one thing and another, I ended up getting let go because of changes. And within a week, I found a new job, right? It was like a girlfriend called me the day I got fired. That's how the universe works. And I totally believe that when you're ready and you make that decision, the universe conspires in your favor. And I got let go that day. I felt this load off my shoulders, right? I felt this load off my shoulders. I felt free. I was smiling on my way out. Like, what person says that? Oh, I just got let go. And I felt the happiest in my life. That's how I felt. Like, seriously, I felt happy walking to my car. I called my mom. I'm like, hey, I just got let go. And she's like, about time. That was her reaction. About time. And then my girlfriend called me out of the blue that same day. I hang up with my mom. My girlfriend calls and she's like, what you're doing? And I started bursting out laughing. I just got let go and I'm driving home. And she's like, well, how about at the college, they're hiring and they haven't made final approvals. Do you want to give me your resume? Right? And I'll pitch it to the manager. And I said, okay. I'm like, as soon as I got home, I sent it to her and bam, that's the job I got. Got paid 50% more than what I was getting paid before, right? I got every holiday off because I'm working at a college, plus these miscellaneous holidays that you're like, okay.
Columbus Day.
And now it's like my vacation time now is what vacation is supposed to be, right? Which is to actually spend time with family, not to take holidays off so that you can spend time with family. I mean, that was a big transition, right? When you take time to do something other than the holidays, right?
Yeah.
So definitely a transition for me. And it also gave me time for me to go back to what I really want to do, which is heal, empower women, right? Yeah. Empower everyone, but mostly us women, because I think we're still, at least here, I feel transitionally, right? We're still having these old roles. We're still living these old roles in this new society, right? So I think, yes, definitely my goal and my purpose here is to help people heal, let go of the past, let go of old programming, old way of thinking that's really holding us back in this new society that vibrationally I think we're creating. So that's me.
Awesome.
Thank you, GC. And basically, and I'm just so glad that both of you are on this call with me, because it's like I know that the universe is working because I put that in my book. Okay. And which we're going to talk about what it is that we want. And I'm going to share some sites with you that really help me put things into perspective. And, Kate knows this the best because not only do I publicly announce it, but I'm very critical. I feel like that even though I'm very personable and on the in Ayurveda, we call it on the surface level, very windy, right? You shift from here to here to here. But one of the things that I really wanted was that I wanted friends, like on a personal level. And I feel so bad for Kate because she has been with me for 10 years, man. and I told Kate, I was like, Kate, you cannot die before me because, and we have to be friends forever because, girl, I don't want to start over and sharing with people my laundry, my dirty laundry. So, you cannot quit being friends on me, okay? So, like the really few friends that I have, they're usually with me forever, like 10 to 30 years kind of thing. Okay, we're in this, I use this word a lot. It's like fiduciary relationship, and sometimes Kate will, more often me than her, I will tell her like it is. I was like, okay, do you want me to tell you lies that make you happy?
Yeah, that's right.
Or do you want me to tell you the truth? And then 75% of the time she would say, tell me the truth. And there will be time where she said, no, just tell me lies that make me happy for now, and then tell me the truth. And so that's what transpired this, is that we need each other to be accountable for something. And having that fiduciary relationship, as you can see, I am an ex-law student, using big words. Okay.
That's perfect.
The fiduciary relationship is that, maybe it's not what you want to hear, but it's what you need to do. Okay. It's not like when we get to the goals, like we really need, yes, this is what you need to do. It's not what you want to hear. It's not going to be sweet and nice, but
not sugarcoating.
No. And then sometimes when we set goals to ourselves, we give ourselves a lot of leg room. We're like, no, I can do that tomorrow. But no, we can't, because guess what? Tomorrow turned into 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I wanted to be 118 pounds 10 years ago. Okay. But it didn't happen. So it took a lot of discipline. But when there's somebody that's like, hey, how's that coming along for you? When there is always somebody that's telling you, asking you, now not only you're like, oh man, I feel kind of guilty,
So now Miss Noy, you're gonna show me how to eat to be thin.
Yeah, I definitely have to lose weight myself. Just more so.
I do too.
More so for wellness. It's not even that I think that I look, unsexy, or that I feel that, I don't look right. I don't think that. I mean, I'm curvy.
Girl, you're Puerto Rican,
I'm like, I'm curvy. My curves hide the fact that I'm 200. I tell people I'm 200 pounds. They're like, what? I'm like, I know what you're going to tell me. Yes. Yeah. But for me, health-wise, I feel like, you were talking, Noe, about being mobile, feeling flexible, being free with your movement. And I feel like I'm solid. I guess is the word, right? I feel like I'm solid. Yeah, I can move and I can dance.
Ayurveda, we call that kapha, excessive kapha, too much earth.
Yes, that's exactly how I feel.
So for me,
I feel grounded. Yeah.
So for me is that my husband said, now that I gain weight, he said that I snore, right, during my sleep. And when I was thinner, he said I did not do that. I was like, wow.
There is some truth to that. And then actually, I'm going to share with you, Ayurveda and everything wise, but there is a remedy for that, because, you need to be, there's this thing is called grounding mat, which we'll get to. But there's, because of being who I am, when people bring me their problem, I feel like, oh, I can solve that. I can solve that. So this is now I'm like,
okay, so that I won't be snoring in my husband's ears anymore.
I am equipped to solve that, So so all of the problems,
you unmute, Maria. Oh, this is
so for all of the problems that you may have physically, mental, and mind, body, and spirit, I feel like I'm in a position in my life now after thousands of hours, that I can really say, hey, I can help you with that. We had people that tried that and it worked and they didn't die.
So Miss Noy, I wanna add something to what you said about we need someone to be accountable, right? We need our friends to so I never really understand the importance of it until recently.
Yeah.
So what we do is that it's easy for us to teach, right? It's easy for us to tell other people to do this and this and this, but it's so hard for us to tell ourselves to do what we need to do.
Yeah.
So we need to have someone that will hold us accountable to that. And I just listened to John Maxwell. I mean, I love him. I love John Maxwell, and that's what he said too. Like, even though he himself is pretty much a guru, right? I mean, like he is the best teacher, I guess, for leadership, right? He have taught how many executives, how many like millionaires, probably billionaires too. But he said that he himself still needs someone to hold him accountable. I was like, wow, now that's deep.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Like, even
That's
with,
deep.
yeah, even like with energy healing, I heal people, I feel it, my spirit talks to me, I give them the advice that their guides are telling me, to give them. And as I'm talking to them, I'm like, man, I'm talking to myself. As I'm hearing the advice that they're giving them, I'm like, I'm really talking to myself. And sometimes even as a healer, I'll go to another healer and I'm like, okay, I know I can do me, but it's different when I go to another healer and that person helps me heal myself. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like we're sharing and we're exchanging that energy. And the same thing is with our to-do list, right? Our goal list, the same thing with that. It's like, I can do it. I can write down, I can put a date, but going back to what you said, knowing, I put dates all the time, and the funny thing is that I started this year with my little, little chart, my little, what is that called? Vision board.
Yes.
Vision board.
My little vision board. I started this year with it because my guys were like, you need a vision board. You need a vision board. You need a vision board. Right. And I have it up there and I look at it every day. And then I just smile at it because I'm like, have I even started any of this stuff? I think vibrationally and mentally, that's where we want to go. But physically, I can honestly tell you, I don't think I made any movements. I help everybody else. Make the movements, and, Ruth the mom.
Speaking of vision board, I haven't worked on it yet. Mine is still blank.
Yeah.
Mine is still blank.
Actually, I'm going to share. Okay. So basically I drew these picture December 30th. Okay. So this is one of my vision board.
Oh, I like that.
So this is me, and it says on here, pray and meditation daily. Okay. See vision and write it down. Pray with and for other people. Interpretate tongues and don't be afraid to tell them. So this is what I put, Noi 2020. Okay. See, it looks kind of like me, right? It looks kind of like me.
I like it. Yeah.
And then,
that's cute.
And then, okay, it didn't happen this year, but I put on here that I put Mighty Mango. Okay.
Oh.
Like, this is me and TED Talk, and these are the people that's watching me. So I put public speaker and motivational wellness coach on there. And this one here, okay, so this is me hula dancing. I always wanted to do hula dancing. This is me doing Tai Chi, and this is me Molam singer, okay, traditional singer.
Okay.
And then the one last thing that I wanted to do was that being here in Florida, I wanted to always go on a cruise. So here's my cruise ship here, and here's some fishes and dolphins, and I put go on a cruise
Oh.
with the family, like 5 to 7 days. And so basically, I went to look at it. I said, what the heck did I do here so far? I mean, it was only 5 goals, right? But I haven't done anything. And so that's where I started to do the traditional dancing again.
Mhm.
And then actually, so I break that down into why traditional Thai dancing. Well, for me, Ayurveda wise, it's actually like the hand movement. It listen, and you have to listen to the music, the beat. It slows me down. So it actually is a form of meditation that calms my mind, body, and spirit. And okay, I know. The main reason why was that I wanted to get rid of the bad wings.
Dual purpose there. Dual purpose.
Yeah, triple. And so when you go like this, see, you can't jiggle and wiggle it anymore. You see that? So I'm going around just like getting my hand into this Jeep motion. We call it Jeep, right? Like, so this way nobody can jiggle the arms and I can't.
Mine's like that too. I gotta work on that.
So it actually helps in all sorts of ways. So basically, so I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so basically what we're gonna do is that
I hope you're not gonna. I hope you're not gonna ask us to learn how to
what your
Traditional dancing.
your traditional dancing can be something else, right? It could be like salsa, it could be merengue.
Oh, yeah, now that I like.
I can do that. That's totally doable.
So we're gonna start off with like the 4 quadrants, and then the 4 quadrants is gonna be what have we decided? Yeah, what did we decided it on, Kate? We
The 4 quadrant?
We decided
physical, emotional, spiritual.
Okay.
And isn't one family?
Physical. Family. Well, relationship.
Yeah, relationship. Yeah,
Yeah,
relationship.
Okay. All right, relationship. That's what it was. Okay. All right. I don't know if you can see.
Okay.
But basically, Kate and I, when we decided that we were gonna do this for ourselves and anybody that wants to join, we went ahead and decided on this 4 category here. Okay. The first one is physical. Like, what is it physically that your goal for yourself? Okay. And then spiritually, whoever you think your maker is, what is the relationship you want in that category? How do you want to be enlightened, right? Self-actualization. So I put that into spiritual. And then emotional. How are you being, like, emotionally? And you're not going to believe me, but I have the pH of emotion, Kate. You know how we have the pH of water? I have the pH of emotions, and I will share. And then the last category was relationship. We are put here on this planet not for ourselves, right? Not to be by ourselves, right? We are a very intimate group of people. So relationship. What is our relationship with ourselves? What is our relationship with our spouse, with our children, with friends? And when I did like truth, I have a huge problem in this category.
Me too. I'm not even gonna lie. Me too.
But over here, but spiritual, man, I am in my own world.
Yes.
And I speak my own languages here, okay? Where I can come and go at will, okay? I got my own passport to the spiritual world, okay?
I love it.
But like relationship and people wise, not so much, okay? And so that's why I think starting this, it's gonna help me that Noi, there is human beings with emotions, that they don't read minds. that they don't talk at that level. Like, because when I do a lot of healing, I tell people I have to come up with a better word than no talk therapy. I was like, okay, you shut up. Let my spirit talk to your spirit because humans lie, but spirits and soul does not. And so in cases, in sessions where people come to me, they never said a single word. And then, but I was able to articulate or heal them in that type of way where they were able to let go of emotions, of hurts and feelings from 35 years ago that they never told a single soul. So, which is like, some people would say that that's very gifted, but it could be, everything is always like a two-edged sword, You could be like, no, I want to know. But so once we put it in here, next week, we wanted to, at least like come up with 3 goals for ourselves in each and every single category. Like physically, okay, what does that look like physically? And we want like the actual words and numbers, okay? What is your physically do you look like? Okay, like for me, long flowing hair, or like 118 pounds, anywhere from 100 to 125 pounds, physically. That's what I want to look like. Okay. And then how about emotionally? Okay. Well, emotionally, I will pull up my pH of emotion, where anger, guilt, shame is like in the acidic, and happiness and joy is like 9.5 to 11.5. You're going to like the pH of emotional chart. You guys are really, really going to love it.
This actually sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see it.
It
hear
is.
about that.
Yeah.
It is really, really true. And I'll share that with you. Because actually, believe it or not, this concept of acidic in our body is 5,000 years old. It went back to the Vedas, to the gods, to like all of that. And it can, all of these, it ties to emotions too. Like how when you have heartburn, or when you have guilt, when you have shame.
I came across that article.
Yeah.
I came across that articles. It is really intriguing.
Yeah. Well, now it's backed up. It's backed up with Ayurveda, that's been around and still used for 5,000 years. And so when you feel that guilt in your stomach, when you see that acid just brewing up, yeah, that is 2.5 battery acid in your stomach, aka called guilt and shame. So when I did a comparison, and when I tried to alkaline, the water, the body of the water with the emotion, it was like, wow, there's correlations, so basically we're going to share that. And then, and the relationship, right? And what you mentioned, GC, is that you said, with my first son and then with my second son, I didn't realize how much I was missing out. Same thing with my boys now, when I'm staying home with them, homeschooling and virtual learning. And I was like, wow, for the first, like, literally 8 to 10 years of their life, I was traveling 2,000 miles a week, 5 different states, on the road all the time. And I realized how much I was missing out too.
Same here.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you know what the sad part is, Noi? That we're sacrificing, in our heads, in our minds, we're doing the sacrifice for them, but for our home and for our family, but we're not even enjoying them.
No.
Because of the sacrifices we're making. So, I'm glad that you're talking about this, because it's like, where's that middle ground, right?
Yeah.
Where you can provide and have those relationships.
Yeah. And then basically it comes down to goals, right? What is your all goals to balance it, your mind, body, and spirit goal is that, because, okay, now that you work yourself to death for that red, sexy sports car, but is it the price of finding myself face first on the kitchen floor and wake up in ER? No. And so, when that happened to me 3 years ago, I felt like I was given a second chance in life, to better myself. And now that I went on this pilgrimage for 3 years to really bounce myself back to health, I want to share this knowledge with somebody that was the old Noy, you know, that was the me before. That, hey, don't wait until you found yourself face first on the kitchen floor, learn from me. And so that's why I was like, hey, you know what? I have a lot of knowledge to share, and I wanted to share with my friends because it is so hard for me to make new ones. I want to keep them with me as long as possible. I know ultimately it's all about me and I'm very selfish, but they benefit from it too.
It's a win-win. What is happening around?
Yeah, it is a win-win. Mostly
It
for
is.
Noi, but it's a win-win for you too.
I think it's for all of us,
Yes.
It's good to have friends that keep you rooted. I think,
Yes,
that keep you
definitely.
in that reality. Like you said, put you in check, just say it like it is. Like for me, it's my sister. She'll tell me how it is. No ifs, ands, or buts, and I'm like, and I appreciate, I mean, sometimes it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Right? Going to that emotional makes me angry, but it makes me angry because it's the truth. And sometimes we're in that state of mind when we don't want to hear it, and we need that person to tell us.
Oh yeah,
Like I said,
absolutely.
make us accountable, right? Make us accountable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Kate has a huge family, so
I have a huge family, but my family like to sugarcoat things. It's just that's the mentality, and they will not tell truth if it's gonna hurt their siblings. They won't, right? And I'm the one. I have 13 siblings.
Oh, wow.
I'm number 14. So I'm pretty much the what do you call the black sheep in the family. I mean, I'm very outspoken when it comes to my family and our relationship, So I will tell like it is, and they don't like that. They said that I'm heartless, or I'm rude, or I'm not being respectful. I was like, there's so much difference, in the word respect. But as for me, even though I'm the youngest, even if you are the oldest, if you don't respect me, I would not respect you either. But how they understood it is that no matter what, you're younger, you have to respect me because I'm older. That's the mentality from, and my family part.
Yeah.
And so I do me, and just like Noi, I don't have a lot of friends. But the friend that I have are pretty long lasting, and we don't associate, we don't talk every day. My friend don't talk every day, but we're there for each other. They're the one that we can count on if we really need them. So that's just how I am too. I don't sugarcoat. I just tell like it is, and a lot of times they don't like it, and they just they just turn their back and say, you know what, that's okay. But
okay.
At least I tell you what you needed to hear.
That's right. And you're you're real to yourself. And I think that's one of the major things, about this journey, right? This journey is about us being true to ourselves. And in doing that and showing that it's okay to step out of this cultural, religious, right, society kind of mentality and step out on your own, right, to create that change and that momentum. I think we are living in an antiquated society that, pins people down to try to control them so they can fit in the masses, right? I call them, we are living in a society of zombies,
Yes.
When I see the zombie movies, I'm like, yes, that is real life,
Yeah, that is us. That is now.
And I'm like, that's society as a whole, But yeah, I think we need to step out of that and be our own person. Absolutely. And if it's going to make people mad, I've had conversations with my grandmother. Okay. Yeah, I've had conversations with my grandmother where I blatantly said, look, I respect you, right, as an individual.
Yeah.
But just because you're my grandmother doesn't mean that I need to do what you tell me or I need to do what you want me to do. Right?
Yeah.
Give and take. I give you love because you deserve love, right? I give you love because you're my grandmother, but just because I love you doesn't mean I'm going to bow down to your every need and every desire. That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a respect thing too. If you don't respect me, even though you're my elder, you know, I can't respect that antiquated way of thinking. So now my journey, when she comes here, because she's in Florida now.
My
but
neck
when
of the hood.
but when she's here, you know, my mom, my sister, and I, we've changed, right? We've expanded. We're changing to this new way of thinking, and we're bringing her along for the ride. And it's interesting, and I think that's part of our, you know, going back to what you're saying, Kate. I think part of our journey is to stand that ground and make people realize it's okay. It's okay. And if people get mad, it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's fine. You know, because sooner or later they're gonna realize it. You know, and
I know that they'd be asking, like, aren't you afraid that they're gonna like dislike you or hate you? So no, I don't care.
As long as I'm true to myself, it doesn't matter, right? Because when you do those things and you're not true to you and you don't speak your truth, then it hurts you, right?
Absolutely.
Then your throat hurts, then your stomach hurts because you held it in.
Yeah.
Then you have, you know.
That's part of de-stressing, right? That's part of not holding on. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well with de-stressing and not holding anything in. But I used to be that person that hold everything in, that like think before I talk, and then like, okay, I'm afraid to hurt somebody's feeling, but in turn it hurt myself. I said, I don't like to feel that way. I actually acknowledge that I don't like feeling this way. I have to change.
Yeah.
So I've been there.
So, you know, bounce back off what Kate said, basically the wanting to change and realizing and knowing that you want to change, right? That is really the first step, because you can't not have it if you don't want it, you know. So the wanting part, the desire, you have to have the desire is the first step in that. And so, you know, I know I'm gonna spring this on you, but have you guys give any thought to this yet? At least one goal that you want us to be accountable for you next week. Like for example, you know, if you say physical, you know, okay.
I have a goal in mind for physical. I don't know if I'm going to do it by next week. That's not realistic.
Well, no, but here is the thing though. It's about connecting the dot. You got to take that first step, right? To get to that destination, to get to point Z, you have to go from A to B to Z. Like for example, okay, for me, with my 3 minutes and 41 second song, I have to take that first step, right? So I wrote down, and so I wanted to learn one Lao song, starting with one. Okay, I want to learn to dance to one song. Okay, so I wrote down the step, like what is it that I want, right? And then I wrote down, first of all, select the name of the song, listen to it 5 million times so I know the song. Okay, and then find a teacher that's gonna teach me the hand movement. So when I put that in paper, I was like, oh, wow. When the why is so big, the how will present itself. And literally, I didn't even know that this person did anything with dancing. I just like, you know what, I'm going to ask. And she's like, hey, come over to my house. I will teach you. And I was like, check. Check, you know? So, yeah. Okay, who wants to share their goals?
Goal?
Are we going with physical now? So we're focusing on physical?
Yeah, why don't we do the physical? Because it seems like physical is going to be the easiest.
That's because we judge ourselves every day.
Stop. I want to stop the snoring.
Okay, I can teach you. I will show you how to do it.
Okay.
Yes. So Kate, good. You're good as gold.
So that's just the one goal. So we have to do three goals?
Well, actually, if you just to share one today, and then by next week, Kate can share like her feedback as far as the step that we will take to get there. Okay, to help her.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and you have me as your personal coach, so this is like
Okay.
my really satisfying gesture. Okay.
So, Miss Noy, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Have you done this? Let me see. I don't know if you can see this. The wheel, I think the wheel. Oh, I know what. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. I can
So
make it
my
out.
mine is look really crooked. But this is for like what we're talking about here,
Uh-huh.
the 4 quadrant. But
Yeah.
this is have to do with social, work, romance, children, fitness, health,
Yeah.
spiritual, financial, career, personal development. Right? Where are you? And then
Yeah.
as you got, because mine is so not balanced, as you can see, right? It's go like everywhere. But I think that the perfect one would have been like
Circle.
this.
Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I need to work on
Okay.
pretty much. Someone actually did this for me.
Yeah, there's
I don't remember what
actually
it's called.
I have to find it in my file, but there is
Mhm.
this thing is called it's not for anybody, it's for your eyes only, like how truthful are you, and it goes in all of the
Yeah.
different aspect of
Right.
things, right?
Okay.
So yeah, I have
Mhm.
that, GC, that I can share with you, similar,
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's the same, but it's very similar to what Kate has.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things that I will share with you that I
Mhm.
have gathered throughout my
Mhm.
collecting, I'm going to call it that,
Mhm.
my collective
Mhm.
time frame.
So with this, I know that. Woo, I mean, like, 2 because it's from 0 to 10,
Yeah.
right? I mean the rating. So my 2 is, what is that? Social work. Social work.
People.
It's people, relationships, right?
Oh,
Relationships.
That is about right on.
yeah.
You know, and I think that's true. I think even for me, I'm a social person,
Hmm.
you know. I like being around people,
Hmm.
Mhm.
but I'm not the one to talk first. You know, I'm a observer.
That's
Right?
very
I
that's very
observe
common.
people,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and I have few friends too, like friends. And I think one of my things is, I know we're going to focus on body and physical right now, but I think one of my first things that came in mind when we were talking about relationships is reach out.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's
Yes.
once a month or once every 2 weeks,
Yep.
reach out and say hi to those friends. Even it's like,
Mhm.
hey, thinking about you, just
Mhm.
want to know how you were doing,
Hmm.
you know, because we do have, I mean, I can tell you, I have a
Yes.
handful of friends,
Hmm.
you know, people that I call
Yes.
friends. I have a lot of
Mhm.
acquaintances, a lot of people I know, but, you know, a few friends that know the ins and outs of me, know my nitty gritty,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um, so
That's what I need to work on
yeah, just
too.
so
Mhm.
for me, it's just that I mean, make it a
Mhm.
goal where it's like, I don't know, put it on my
Yeah.
calendar, have
Yeah.
the phone flag me,
Yep. Reach out to 5 friends today or
reach out to your
tomorrow,
5 friends
each
today and
day.
send them one text message. I
Why
mean,
don't we set that as a goal for next week,
Yeah.
to reach out to
Yeah.
10 friends, to reconnect?
reconnect,
Yeah.
Yeah.
reconnect, and just
Yep.
be there, you know,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
just like how I just feel like, you know, like I said, I have so few. It does
Yeah.
not going to take me more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And even if it's not a phone call because we're busy, even if all we do is just send them a
Text. Yeah.
text
Hey,
Mhm.
so I
message.
got 2 friends, okay? I got GC and I got Kate, okay? So I got 2 already.
So you already tagged us this week. You got your check for today, you know?
I already tagged you guys, okay? So I got
So
2
do it. You know
friends.
what? We can make it either a biweekly goal or we can
Yeah.
make it a monthly goal, but you know, to reach out and reconnect. I like that word. To reconnect with our friends.
Yeah, and I have,
Yep.
and
Yep.
that was one of my lists here too, because I
Mhm.
wanted to reconnect. And what I did was that I went through my phone list and just say,
Mhm.
hey, so and so, is this still your phone number?
Mhm.
And they were like,
Mhm.
yeah, this is still my phone number. I was like, hey, I just wanted to, cleaning up my list and whatever, right? And sometimes you're like, somebody texts you and they're like, you got the wrong number. I'm like, okay, delete,
Yes. I have to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah,
That should be
yes,
goal number 2.
yeah, yeah. You
Clean out
know,
your phone numbers.
and then actually, yeah,
Your contacts. Make sure they're current. Make sure contacts are current.
you do need that extra space for videos and selfies, so it helps a lot.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, we're going to set a goal, reach out to 10 people, reconnect with 10 people.
Okay.
Okay. By next week.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Next week. Okay.
Next week. Oof.
All
Putting
right.
ourselves in the spot there.
Yes, yes. So that's going to be in relationship, right? In
Yes.
relationship category.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
All right. So physical, Miss Kate, we got yours with the
Yeah.
snoring. Okay.
Mhm.
And how
So,
about you, GZ? What are we doing for you?
so my ultimate goal, just like how you have a set goal for yourself and you've met it, and I'm very happy for you. My set goal is 140 pounds.
Okay.
Okay. Because I don't look too skinny, but I was flexible, I was mobile, I can wear my high heels and dance and felt great. Unlike now that I'm 200, when I wear my high heels, I'm gonna be honest with you ladies. My feet hurt before the end of the night, okay? And I do have issues with my knee
Yeah.
because of that. And I know it's because of the excessive weight. So again, just going back to that, I'm happy with the way I look, but realistically, if I am truthful to myself, I am overweight and my body yells at me every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I do have to lose weight, for my health.
Me
and for
too.
me to feel the way I want to, right? For us to feel the way we want to, right? Because we
Yes.
might already look the way we want to, right?
Mhm.
But if I lose weight, I know that I'm going to feel the way I want to feel, right?
Yeah.
That lightness, not so earthy, like you said, right? Not so much
Yeah.
earth, and then just feel like more being able to connect, right? Not so solid. That
I
was
think
my
it's
word,
really
solid, but it's
true. I mean,
earthy.
like what Noy said, when you are actually at your the premeditated weight, I don't know what the word is you
In
use, your weight.
Ayurveda, they call it your prakruti or your constitution.
Yeah.
What you
So you
want
you
to.
are able to actually that you have more focus, you have more flexibility, you just feel so much better.
Yes.
Like I remember like last year I did my Spartan race, right? Because I was exercising, I was training, and I was at a pretty tip-top shape. And then the pandemic hit, and I don't get to go to do any of that. And then I keep eating, and I gained probably like how much? 15 pounds back. And now I want to be at 115 or 120, between there. 115 to 120 is pretty much my ideal. That what I weighed before I had children.
Mm.
Yeah. So I mean, I definitely want to get back there, but it's so hard right now because of my age.
It is. It's really hard. And I don't want to admit it, but yeah, like I hit 40 and I feel like it's so much harder for me to.
I will turn 50 next year.
Well, you look amazing. You don't look it, so own it.
That's why I said it's harder for me to lose weight now, but I know that eating the right food, like what Ms. Noy is coaching, it definitely I can feel that it's gonna definitely help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the excess weight, I noticed too.
Yeah.
The more weight I have, the more allergies I have.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have I never suffered from allergies, and now I have food allergies. I have weather allergies, and I'm like, this is insane. And I know it has to do with the fact that my body is not healthy.
Well, GC, I can testify to that because I'm gonna say when I was heaviest, right, at 145 pounds, I have 28 allergies, gout, and arthritis. My body was so inflamed, and now that I am at my ideal weight, okay, I feel more wholesome, okay, more connected, mind, body, and spirit. And that 28 allergy that I had for 20 some years living in Illinois disappeared. My gout disappeared, my inflammation went away, and it's all I have to contribute that to Ayurveda and everything that I'm doing. But also learning how to eat based or per your body type. Like, believe it or not, but as I'm talking to you guys, I'm also doing a mental assessment. Like, oh my goodness, she just like, which box am I checking for her? Like because that's the best. This is what I best do. This is what I do best. So when you mention something like, hey, I'm a wallflower, I'm like, okay, uh, accept kappa imbalance, okay? Because that's what people that is in that category tend to do when they have kappa mind. They like to just like kind of sit back and have somebody else like speak more. And so next time you're actually going to host this meeting, we're going to balance that a little bit. We're
Okay.
gonna help. We're gonna
Yeah.
help you, because now you're gonna speak to us. You're gonna host, and you're gonna lead, because that's what it takes to get you out from that box,
Right.
And
It's funny
what?
you say that because I did that this weekend. I hosted a woman's wine night.
Oh
It
wow!
was a releasing. We did a bonfire. We did a releasing bonfire. That's what we did. And I forced people to step out of the box. So it's funny you're saying that. So go ahead and put me on the spot because I do that to people all the time.
Yes.
You know, and I made them sing a song. We did karaoke.
Oh wow!
And the whole intent was pick a song that has to do with what you need to release today. You know what I'm saying? And sing
the
your
music
heart out.
can definitely help.
Sing your heart out. And
Yeah.
there was 18 women.
Wow.
18 women in my backyard and a bonfire. Because we were keeping ourselves separated.
And
there.
wine.
And wine.
And wine.
I'm not even lying. We went through 11 bottles of wine.
Oh
18
my God.
women. 18 women.
18 women, 11 bottles of wine.
That's a lot of wine.
And it was amazing. And I felt great because it's not something I normally do. Like I said, I'm normally I'm an observer. But this time I'm like, if I'm going to empower people, and my goal is to empower people, I'm going to go ahead and bring women together and let's help each other empower ourselves, right? Kind of like what Noe's doing with this. She's really empowering us to take that step and make us accountable for our goals, what we want, right?
Yes.
And when I did that, and these women were singing, and someone were like, "Oh, really? Don't sing." It's not about singing good or bad, right? It wasn't about that. It's about you releasing and letting it go. Yeah. And the truth is that when you're letting go, everybody else feels it, and then they get empowered.
Yeah.
Right. And they're singing, and all the other women, I mean, we were probably all tipsy at this point, but we were all singing. We were all singing with each other, and we were singing our hearts out. And that we were all releasing.
I love to sing. I love to sing karaoke, but my voice sounds like crap.
Mine was horrible. I even cried at mine at some point because I was so emotional, because it was so like heartfelt.
But I get what you're saying, because I feel that when I sing.
Yeah, but it was amazing. It was amazing. And I felt when I stepped out of my comfort zone, right? Yeah. And I was leading and I was talking. And at some point, I know it wasn't even me talking. It was probably spirit talking through me, right? I felt amazing. I felt like I was 10 years younger, right? With the energy I had, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing. So go ahead, put me on the spot.
Okay.
Because I really do want to grow, and I want to become that leader that I want to become, as you said.
Yeah, perfect. I put on there in the chat there, I put, we're going to have a team song. We're going to have a team song. Okay, this is going to bring back memory for Kate and myself, but I just I felt so pulled in my heart, and all of a sudden it was like really fluttery in my stomach. I was like, oh, this is so perfect. But many years ago, Kate and we used to sing this song. Okay, because everything we do, it starts with ourselves, right? So it's gonna
What song is that? I forgot about the song.
Come on. Okay, don't worry. We're gonna sing it, and it's gonna be catchy. Okay. I love myself so much.
That one.
That one.
Okay. Oh my God. I totally.
So because you have to start with yourself, right? So
I forgot about. Okay. Wow. Yes.
Yes.
I used to.
See, you forget. Okay, so it starts out, and it's coming from memory. Okay, so and memory is coming. So it would be, I love myself so much, so I can love you so much. So you can love you so much, then you can start loving me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I love myself.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
very
it is.
powerful, and it's so
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. You can't.
Okay, so I got the first line. I love myself so much, so I can love. I'm trying to type it in here. So I can love you
You
so
so
much.
much.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you can love you so much,
Mm-hmm.
then you can start loving me. There you go. 5 lines. 1, 2,
Whew.
4 lines. Right? Not so hard, right?
Hardcore, man.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I know
Hardcore.
Kate and I were like, and you
Yeah, I
know,
remember that.
yeah, see, it starts
And
with,
actually, I apply that in my life, in my relationship. Actually,
see, it works.
I applied it in my relationship.
And you know, and
Mhm.
basically because it starts with you, right? And this here,
Mhm.
I'm gonna put this under emotional category, okay? Because it
Mhm.
will spark and just provoke something from within. So what we, okay, not you, what we are gonna do is that once a day we are gonna look in the mirror and we're gonna sing the song.
That's hard to do.
We gotta start with
You know,
ourselves.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
hard to do when you actually look at yourself in the eyes
You gotta start with
and
you.
you say it.
You sing it.
It hits. It well,
Yeah.
when we sing it,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna trigger. I had to
It's
go through
gonna
an exercise
trigger
like that because
and it's gonna hit. And the
yes,
words and the
Yeah.
words that
You
you are
might
singing,
cry.
you will cry.
I
If
am
you're
gonna
not
cry. I
crying,
already know it just by the words alone.
if you're not crying, you're not doing it right. And then you're
That's
gonna have to
right.
do it face to face with me.
That's right. No, that's right. If you're not crying, it's because you're not doing it right.
Right. I mean, look, it's like I love myself so much, right? So I can love you so much. So you can love you so much. You're empowering them to love themselves.
Yes.
And then as a result, they can start loving you.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, for me, it took a lot for me to get here and to be able to share this with you guys.
Yes.
And because it's always like I didn't think that my knowledge was good enough to be shared. Like, who am I, you know? And then who would ever listen? You know what I mean? And then I realized that, wow, I have to start somewhere. And you see this meeting, there's only 3 of us. So you guys are the pioneers. You guys are the first people that started with me in this journey. And you know, so that's why you guys are very near and dear to me and my heart. So, and I was like, hey, it's actually people I know, no complete stranger join, yeah. But I actually wanted that. And
Yeah,
so,
but and you know, the hardest part for people, for anybody, is to that I love myself so much.
yes,
They don't even know, and they really they always think about others, right? They always think
Yes.
about like I want to make other people happy. I love them and that, but you've forgotten that you need to love yourself first.
Yes.
So
Yes.
this right here, the very first one is actually that you need to focus and you need to feel it and you need to do it and believe in it first
Yes.
before you can go on to the next.
Yes.
Right?
it starts with you.
It starts with you.
And that's why this session today with all of us, okay, GC, your goal is to be 140 pounds, but
Yes.
ultimately, what is that goal for? You may think you're doing it for you, but I can tell you this, that you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for other people. Because like for me too, when I started being selfish, meaning do all of the things that I wanted to do, is because I want to live long, but not for myself. So I can stay here longer to take care of other people.
Yeah. So
Okay.
true. It's so true.
And so being selfish is actually not selfish at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate, she's been with me through this journey. I'm like, hey, I'm in Thailand. What are you doing in
Oh,
Thailand? What are you doing in Thailand?
this.
Well, I'm taking care of myself by being away from your family. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and so you know, and I'm glad that we're in this together. So
Yeah.
the emotional part, this is gonna stay with us for a while. You know, I want you to really just look at yourself in the mirror. And yeah, when I sing it, I cry. I still cry, you know, because I forgot about that Noi, that little me, that me that was
Yes.
deep buried back then. And then, you know, when we went to our Psych 7 class, I made everybody sing that song, Kate. That was our team song. I made everybody sing that song with me, you know. And
At
so
the size of an arse?
yeah, I was like, okay, everybody, can you please do me a favor and help me sing this song? And then we sing that song. And so it's been with me and, for a very long time.
That's awesome.
And so basically we have this 3 corners so far, and the spiritual aspect, I'm going to leave that open because all of us, we come from different faith, different background, and what you think is, God may not be God to others, but we all have different names. So that I'm not going to be so focusing on, because like for me, okay, I speak in tongue, interpret it, and see vision, and people look at me and say, you're crazy. And I was like, I accept, So so that's how I communicate with God, right? But that's okay. I don't expect anybody to know what that is. But
Fine.
but then we're all okay. So, but so now 1, 2, 3, we have 3 out of the 4 corner. And the spiritual, that is just gonna be you and your maker. I'm just gonna leave it between you and your maker. But I don't believe that this divine meeting is by any way coincident at all. I don't believe in that coincident in my life at this moment in time. So we have the physical goal, okay, we have the emotional goal, and we have the relationship and reaching out goal. So how do we feel about that?
I like it.
Did we talk about the spiritual one? I think we did. I got distracted. I tried to reach my brother.
Had a phone call. You had a phone call when that happened.
The spiritual, I was gonna leave that open.
Okay.
Yeah, that whoever that you consider as your God or like your maker, basically start having that relationship, whatever that may look like. For me, that it was like, well, that means me dangling on the tree with my hairs fallen down and my limbs, and lady walking in their chihuahua, like saying, oh my God, help me, that was my way to be one with God. But whatever that it is, it could be meditation, it could be with prayer, it could be anything, that is spiritual for you. It could be making merit, it could be whatever. So I'm going to leave that part open because there's really no way to testify to that. But the physical, the emotion, and the relationship, this one, we can really say like, we can hold each other accountable for. So the spiritual, we hold ourselves accountable for. The 3, we're gonna hold each other accountable for. Okay. So and so basically we have the song established, we have the relationship, reaching out and reconnecting, and GC, yours is the 140. Okay. And what are the steps, baby steps that we're going to take to get there? Okay. And Kate, yours is to stop snoring. Okay.
Well, actually, I want to lose weight so that I think the snoring will stop.
Okay. All right. So let's give it that number. What is your ideal goal? Mine is going to be 121. I actually want to gain weight. I want to gain 3 pounds.
I love when I weighed 118. 117, 118 is pretty much like when I really, really love how I feel.
Okay. So you're going to be my old weight. I'm going to be 121. You're going to be my weight. Okay, good. We're going to do that. Okay. So mine is, I'm going to be 121. I am looking to gain weight. Okay. And so, I'm going to give myself some leeway. I want to be a little bit on the big girl side. So I'm going to be 121 to 125. Okay. I'm going to be 121 to 125. Okay. Because that's like plump for me, because when I lose weight, they can see on my cheeks. So that's what I'm going to consider to be a good ideal.
See, and that's why I said 140, because I feel like when I lose more, if I'm like 120, I don't look right. I look very, very thin. So like 140.
Well, next time on one of these calls, we're going to do an assessment, an Ayurveda assessment together. And then I can tell you what are your body type, and then if your goals are realistic or not.
I like that.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if it's not, I mean, I want to be truthful to myself, right? I mean, that's the whole point of this, is to be honest and be truthful.
Yeah. So as an Ayurveda health coach, as much as I would love for like woman power, but the Ayurveda health coach side of me say, Noi, please be realistic with them too. There's that side that comes out.
No, that's cool. I'm completely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's on our to-do. Okay, so now as we are wrapping up, what are your feedback? What are your thoughts about this first call, and how do you guys feel about it?
I love it because now we actually can tell other people besides yourself. I mean, you're the thing that you don't want to put out there in the in the public, right? And then I think when you can actually get it out from your chest, you are more, you are more inclined to take action.
Yeah.
Especially now that we say, hey, we have accountable partner here, so that we don't want to let anybody else down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then
meeting,
and then you'll be embarrassed, and then you'll disappear, and then all of a sudden you're avoiding us, and then we're like,
Then we'll reach out again next week.
We need to take action, because we can talk all the way to like the end of the day, and if you don't take action, nothing's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Right. And this is pretty much to force us to take action.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And I like that. I think we all have different expertise.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We have gone through different stages. I mean, some of us are same, right? We're all mothers. We all have children. You know, we all have careers. But I think we all have different experiences. We have different strengths.
Yeah.
And helping each other grow using that, right? I think is also going to help us become stronger women. Right?
Absolutely.
And allow us to meet our goals a lot quicker than us doing it on our own, right? Because we have that support system. Have a support system. I think is very, very strong.
I'm gonna start posting in Beautiful Magnificent Woman again, BMW. I'm gonna put this song there in BMW.
Okay.
Okay.
So actually,
I'm trying to look that up again.
Yeah, BMW. It has an S in the middle of the shirt there, with a lady standing next to a unicorn.
Because why not? Just add me to the group so that I have it on my Facebook feed.
Yes.
And then one of my goals, maybe not so much this year, because this year is almost wrapping up, ladies. But maybe next year. I started with the Women Wine Night on Saturday, that last Saturday. But one of my goals really is to create a woman group, like-minded women, to help each other, empower each other, etc. Even if it's just connecting, right, and hanging out with like-minded women. So I might just bum your BMW.
You know what? We bum my BMW.
Make it a group.
We got 3 members so far.
Yes, and you know what? And maybe it can be, you know, some sort of that where we have, you know, a group in Florida, we have a group in Alabama, you know, and this could be a start of something bigger, you know, in helping ourselves really reach our goals, but really helping other women do the same. Right. And I think all of us are are leaders, right? And we want to start somewhere. And I think this is great.
One of my goals is to do an Ayurveda retreat, where we bring all of the people that's into health, that's into spiritual, where we bring, and then we're just collective of a whole bunch of knowledge. And it's going to involve hot springs. Okay.
I'm in. I love hot springs.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's one of my ultimate goals. And this is a way for us to get to know each other. You know what I mean? So that I'm going to put that on the list for sometime next year as well. You know?
Okay.
So I'm going to put that as one of my long-term goal. Okay. So Gigi, how well, I know you were like, I'm going to jump in for like a little bit, but now that you're staying,
I know my phone rang 3 times. I'm like, well, this is too good. So I'll make up the phone calls in a minute when I'm off the call.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Like, what is your takeaway from this? I mean, was it everything that you?
It was more than I thought it was going to be. I thought usually when people say, let's do a vision board, you know, they want you to bring magazines and cut up other people's goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think this is different because we're doing one step at a time. right?
Yeah.
They're realistic.
Yeah.
You know, I have a major goals. If I told you, you guys would laugh, but I think they're completely doable. Like completely doable, you know?
And we're going to hold you accountable now.
Yes. And the thing is that a lot of the times you have major goals, right? And you don't know where to start, or you think they are so outrageous. And I'll tell you one of them just to prove my point, okay? But when you have conversations with people that have different experiences, different know-how, that big goal becomes smaller.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, in regards to what you have to do to get there. Because one of my goals, and I'll let you know what it is, ladies, ultimate goal is I want to own an airplane.
Hey,
Ooh,
we know people that own airplanes, right?
Yeah.
And I want to own an airplane, right? And for me, it's a very realistic goal. You know, people tell me, why do you want to own? They're like, why do you want to own an airplane? You can just buy a ticket. Yeah, but when I buy a ticket, it's somebody else's time.
Yeah.
Right? It's around somebody else's time. There's not that freedom there. And for me, the whole intent of having the airplane is like, this weekend, I want to go with my girls to Cancun. Let's just, you know, order the plane up. Everybody be ready.
Girl, I'm
By
going to
8 o'clock or whatever, pack your bags, let's go.
Whole types of like reaction here. Okay, right there, right there.
So, but that's the point, right? It's, I guess my way of thinking is freedom, right? Having that flexibility, having it be around my time. And if I think about it, how much does an airplane really cost? It's outrageous, right? Like millions, right? But then I mentioned my goal, and the one person that didn't think I was crazy was like, you don't have to buy the plane by yourself, right? There are, just like there are time shares for houses, there are associations for airplanes, and you just pay your monthly due. You do down payment, and after that, you just pay a monthly fee for, you know, the pilot, the, you know, the maintenance, and the, you know, happy to have them store the airplane or whatever. And they're like, and that's how you have to do. And I'm like, that made this huge $20 million investment, right? A smaller investment. That's completely doable if I put my mind to it.
Wow,
right?
That's amazing.
Yes.
So
hey, I
think,
see us having this meeting on the airplane, GC's airplane.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
UK.
In the future, I do. I really do. I really do. And the reason I mentioned that outrageous goal is that that's what we're doing today, right? We're starting with the smaller pieces to put ourselves together.
Yes.
Right? Because
this
we
is
need
like
to
this
build
is the 10,000 pieces puzzle here.
Right, because we have to create a solid foundation, and it starts with us, right? We have to feel healthy. We have to feel loved. We have to feel put together, right?
Yeah.
In order to be able to expand and reach the other ones. And I think that, yes, it was a lot bigger than what I thought today was going to be.
Okay. Should we
awesome. I like that.
Should we take this one step further with the song, and we sing the song and post it on our BMW?
Why not? I'm okay. I mean, I'm already stepping into the,
I mean, you know, you did karaoke, Nay, and Kate loves to sing, and you know,
I'm a horrible singer, but I'm there.
I'm a horrible singer too, but I love to sing.
Hey, it's not the sound that's coming out, it's the intention. Okay, that's what we're going for. Okay,
and you know, the funny thing is, I like to sing all the guys' songs.
Okay, you can sing this in a guy tone if you want. I love myself so much. You can even do like a country accent if you wanted to, you know.
Oh, I'm starting to enjoy the country music now. Yes.
It's starting to make
something about that though. That's something about country music though. I'm going to be honest. When you're there, it's soulful, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes. But you know what? My favorite is Latin music. My favorite. Because I can dance to it. I love to dance too.
It's that joy. It brings that joy.
It is. It's like the movement. It just like it just makes me so happy.
Oh, every song has its own time, right? In our life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So. But my best is Latin music.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it means salsa. It's a food and a dance, right? The salsa.
Hey, win-win. Win-win right there.
I can't get any better than that. Food and fiesta. Why not? Okay, so I just add on to our emotion. Sing this 1, 2, 4 line songs. It's only 4 lines.
Okay.
So everybody can remember this. So sing these 4 line songs, record it, and then we're going to upload it into Beautiful Magnificent Woman.
Okay, so each one of us are going to record ourselves singing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And upload it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you don't know how to upload,
I'm gonna wear makeup that
send
day.
it to me. Yeah, you said it. You can look as beautiful as you want. Man, I'm going to go out to that thing there.
Oh my God, I woke up like this and I'm still like this because
Did you
I've
see
been
my
on
hair?
the
Did you see
phone
my
since
hair?
I woke up.
Oh my goodness.
Well, did you see mine? I still have bumps. I tried to fix it before
Me
Noe
too.
added me to the meeting. It didn't work so well.
That's why I have this headphone, so I can blame it on this. Okay.
I'm wearing headphones next time, ladies.
So Miss Noi,
Yes.
do you know of any I mean in your Ayurveda thing, I mean like my hair is a little bit dry. I've never had dry hair before, but I had this, I guess I started using this this product. This is also from an network marketing company. It's called Monat, the MONAT. You guys might heard of it. So this is like over the $250 that I spent on this system. It's just like 3 product, I think, shampoo, conditioner, and some other thing.
My other half is using that. Huh? My other half is using that.
You Monat?
Yeah.
Really? Because it fried my hair. I used to have beautiful shiny hair.
Remember ghee? I told you about ghee. You need ghee in your diet. Ghee. G-H-E-E.
In my diet?
In your diet. And
I'm thinking about something for the application of it.
You can use ghee for that too. But when I do your dosha assessment, I will tell you whether sesame, coconut, or ghee will be best. So let's do the assessment, and then we can, because
I'm really excited about this assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what I'm going to do is that I'm going to send you guys the dosha assessment. So if we wanted to go through it, go over it next week, then we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just have that, print it out and then fill out, and then we'll go through it, and I'll tell you what that means.
Yeah.
Before, so this way it won't be like, hey, you eat this, and then I look at your chart and you're like.
So anyway, about that, yeah. Let's do that, and then about the product, right? So I use it. It fried my hair. My hair fall off like crazy.
Wow.
And it to this day is still like that.
Yeah,
like,
because it's probably treated and it's chemical. And with one thing about Ayurveda is it's very wholesome. It's very earth based. And there's even Ayurveda products that grow hair that's made from like amlaki, which is like
what? I need that.
yeah, amlaki, and there's gooseberries, and there's different things. So yeah. And so this is where my knowledge comes in, right? And then it's really, really good.
Okay, send me the link for those products.
I'm excited. I am. I'm really excited to learn about this.
I miss my hair. I mean, people often say, is that your real hair? It's
Kate
shiny, beautiful, and now it's
shiny hair.
Yeah, mine's dry. It's always been dry, and I've lost some of it since after I had.
Oh, you're gonna love this 3, either the sesame, the ghee, or the coconut. When you do the application to it, you're gonna notice the difference.
Okay.
Really, because it's based. Why I say the 3, because based on your dosha or your body types.
Okay.
It's actually one can either add benefit to it or can take away benefit. So like for me, because I'm very vata, I'm very wind, ghee would be best for me because it grounds me. Okay. Versus coconut, where coconut would actually as contradicting to all of the people said that it's good, but because of vata pitta, I'm predominantly wind with fire, because it would actually kind of like imbalance my fire element. It will make me more prone to anger and aggression, which I don't need in my life. I can do that on my own without anybody helping me. Okay. So learning a little bit about what your doshas are, what your constitution, or what you were born to be, and how imbalanced you are, and bringing back to source. That will alleviate a lot of problems.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. All right. Yeah, definitely.
So
want my hair back.
Yeah, song. And okay, so yours is hair back. So after you and I, we need to get some Amazon Prime order going for you. And then so actually record ourselves for the emotion, reach out to 10 people. If you do more than 10, oh man, that's a brownie points. Okay, that's cookie points. You know? That's cookie points. And then so 1, 2, 3. So we got all 3 category, and I'm gonna add everybody to our beautiful, magnificent woman. And with that site is that whatever we post, it stays on there. And because it's free, you know, they don't like let you post it on your personal page for some reason. So I'm gonna post it on there, and so whoever joins, they can see. But at this point in time, I think that it starts with us, and even though it may be a personal goal, right? But I think it's a good base for us to just be out there and be open, right? That we don't care if people know we are so much so and so, or if we snore, or if we're so much weight, or you know what I mean? We're at this point where we have stepped out of the comfort zone, that we are brave enough to share our goals with each other, but with the rest of the world. And we are so in tune with ourselves that we don't really care what other people think of our goals, how silly.
That's right. The truth is the truth. Who cares, right?
And then once you guys are on there, you know, feel free to post anything that I will make you guys our admins. So this way you can add people, you can do whatever you want on there. And feel free, and anything that you would like us to discuss or talk on this on our call here, you know, feel free to bring it up. Okay.
Awesome.
And feel free to invite people, add people to it. And then if people want us to know, oh, you know, I missed the first meeting, send them this link.
Okay.
Send them this link.
Okay.
Okay, so until we're at is the time kind of good for everybody, or should we just kind of negotiate on time later?
I'm pretty good with this time on Tuesday.
I'm okay with this time. Like I said, just that today I disregarded all the calls, but I had 3 calls. So just FYI, you see me popping out like this, it's because I'm doing something else. Just be aware. So
next time, maybe we should, right now it's like we're 1:40 into it, but next time we're gonna honor it and maybe do it like 1 hour.
Okay.
45 minutes, 1 hour. That sounds good?
Okay. Yeah, okay, but today because we were introducing. So
yeah, today we were like, you know, talking about a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up and remember our song. So let's sing it together.
Sure. Why not? You're already gonna put me in the spot and have me singing on myself.
Yeah, we might as well do it together. We're all friends here, right? We're all friends here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter that we're not in tune, okay?
Okay, good.
Don't feel inferior by my great singing, okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Ready?
1, 2, 3. I love myself so much, so I can love you so much. So you love you so much. Then you can start loving me. Okay,
we gotta pick a tune.
Wonderful.
We gotta pick a tune.
All right, guys. I think this is a wonderful meeting.
We will find out when we upload it. Okay. Is it going to be video or just voice only? Voice only or video?
Video. Upload. The whole packet.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All
right, ladies. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, ladies. It was great talking to you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Same here. Bye.
Bye.